Yes, and welcome back, all you wonderful weed heads, to another and brand new edition of Weed on Wrestling. I am, of course, Weed, aka Alan, your host that tries to stay stoned the most. Here at Weed on Wrestling, I get super big to talk about all things in the WWE Universe. Today is, of course, Wednesday, April 26th. You know, I'm talking everything about that 205 Live, the episode from April 25th. So let's just jump right into things. And here's what we know coming into the show. Austin Aries faces King Neville for the belt at Payback this Sunday night. But first, Neville takes on. He's forced to take on Gentleman Jack Gallagher in tonight's show. Also, moving forward, looking forward, are we still doing the whole now the student has become the teacher storyline with Tozawa and the Brian Kendrick? I mean, cool if we are. I dig it. But the angle is going to run its course eventually. I guess Mustafa Ali and Drew Gulak are apparently feuding now. Yay. I guess. I mean, yeah, this means I get to see more Mustafa Ali. And anytime I get more Mustafa, that's a good time. But with him, now I'm forced to see more Drew Gulak. I don't know how I feel about that. Is TJ Perkins still angry? Is he Neville's little bitch boy still? I mean, what's going on with TJ Perkins' storyline? What about the Alicia Fox love triangle, her threesome of love with Noam Dar, Cedric Alexander, and Rich Swann? Are we past that? God, I hope so. I hope we're fucking past that. And, yeah, that leads us into what about the rest of the guys? Where does Arya Davaria, Tony, Minnie Neville Nice, all the UK guys, where do they fit in? And where the fuck is Ho-Ho Loon? That's all I want to know. Where's Ho-Ho? Anyway, the actual show, well, it kicks off with, of course, more replays. And it's replays from the last few weeks with all the mind games that Neville's been playing on TJ Perkins, with TJ Perkins' character development and all that. It's basically highlighting all of the Austin Aries feud with Neville. And it was cool. We get it. It was what it was. And hell, if nothing else, at least we get the best commentary table of all of the shows on WWE. It beats Raw, it beats SmackDown, it beats NXT by a fucking country mile. Yeah, 205 Live, it's where the fucking commentary table is at. Corey Graves, Tom Phillips, on the call as normal for 205 Live. The main roster shows could only hope for a team that is this good. We get into our first match of the night, and for what it was good. It was one of those bullshit-ass pointless tag team matches. Rich Swann and Tozawa on a team, and Noam Dar and the Brian Kendrick on a team. Here's what I'll say. At least we're past the stupidness that was the Alicia Fox storyline. And now it appears we're mixing and matching storylines with all these bullshit, no reason to have tag team matchups. For what it was, though, even though it was a pointless tag team match, it was good. It was a good little match. Swann and Tozawa, they were on the same team, and you knew it was going to be hyped. You knew that you were going to be pumped throughout it. And it was all right. A nice side-by-side jump out of the ring by Rich Swann and Tozawa. It was a good match. Fun to watch. Kind of exciting. My only problem is that of being that why do we still have tag team matches on 205 Live? There's no titles. There's no belts that we're fighting for. What are we competing for? Yeah, the matches are fun. They just seem pointless from a fan's perspective. The tag team matches, they don't help to further any storylines. They don't help to develop any stars. It's just basically put on as a time filler. But listen, it was a good match. Other than that one issue that I had. There was good intensity level, and it was at its max. Fast pace. You had some nice reversals. There was some really good fan interaction. Swan and Tozawa simultaneously. I got the fans into it. And Tozawa and Rich Swann picked up the victory, so that was good. It was a fun way to start the in-ring ability on the fastest hour in television. Tozawa keeps the lessons going as he furthers the feud with the Brian Kendrick. This week's lesson, choose wisely. Alright, well enough. I'm just going to leave it alone. It was alright. We get into our second match, shifting gears pretty quickly on this one, because like I said, fastest hour in television. Mustafa Ali versus Tony Mini Neville Nice. You knew it was coming. Enter Drew Gulak to continue his stupid horse shit, jumping on the success and the appeal of other superstars, and that other superstar that he's riding the coattails of is Mustafa Ali. Fuck that forgettable douche. Drew Gulak is fucking annoying. Even though we had to suffer through the shit stain that is Gulak on commentary, the match was fun. And the match was enjoyable. It's basically everything we've come to expect from Mustafa Ali. With him in the ring, you just have to watch because he's so much fun. And that little move that Tony Mini Neville Nice pulls off where he lifts the opponents up with one arm and does the little pump, or the big papa pump thing with his arm, showing his bicep, and then he dumps the opponent on the top rope. That's a powerful move. That's pretty impressive. And as always, speaking of impressive, Mustafa Ali. He continues to just look amazing. But you got to set up storylines and you got to set up feuds. So Drew Gulak comes in to ruin the match, and Drew pulls Tony Nese out of harm's way, getting Mustafa Ali DQ'd at the end. So Nese gets the victory. Ali, he gets his little retribution by hitting the top rope splash on Gulak there at the end, who is still outside of the ring. It helps to build both of them, and it helps to build a character of Mustafa Ali. Like, he won't just take everything. And it was good. I liked it. It helped build for future fights, and that's what I enjoy. The storytelling on 205 Live is just amazing. It's on par with... Shit, things are on par with it. That's how good it is. The third match, the main event of the evening. It was between Gentleman Jack Gallagher and King Neville. We've seen this match before. We've seen this match a lot. But we see it again. And it was a good overall match. I mean, these two stars, they really played all the hits that make them popular. All the normal movesets were on full display here. I mean, Gentleman Jack Gallagher, he hits his headstand on the turnbuckle. Neville gets more heat and more hatred by throwing Willem the umbrella up the ramp. I mean, this shit right here is basically brilliant storytelling by two entertaining talents. It was hard-hitting. Fuck, it was one more hard-hitting match. I mean, a few spots, yeah, they were clumsy, but overall, with headbutts and kicks and whips and suplexes, it was good. Overall, it was just badass. I mean, Gentleman Jack Gallagher, he held his own, and it was a solid ending. Neville basically snaps. He wins via submission. He submitted Jack. Neville looked dominant. He looked really impressive at the very end. If it would have just ended there, he would have looked even more impressive moving into his match at Payback with Austin Aries. And it should be a good one. At the end, before the very end, it made it look and seem that Neville was truly on another level. He hasn't been pinned in singles competition since his return from injury in October. That's saying something. But then at the very end, Austin Aries comes running in and gets him to tap, hits him with a It was good. It was a good spot to end the show. Austin Aries standing tall at the end. Makes it assume, though, it makes a fan just wonder, does that mean that Neville's going to win at Payback? Because history tells us the star that looks strong going into the pay-per-view is the one that ends up losing. So, I don't know. We'll see. My what about me? What about Raven missing superstar of the night? Let's go with TJ Perkins. I mean, where'd this little bitch boy for Neville get off to? I mean, yeah, we see him in the opening video highlight package thingy, but then nothing. No run-in, no appearance, just nothing. So yeah, TJ Perkins, you're my what about me, what about Raven missing superstar of the night. My s'more moment of the night, of this week, it's actually going to be the commentary table on 205 Live. Corey Graves, Tom Phillips, working together in unison, just brilliant. The give and take, the back and forth. Man, the main shows could learn so much from these two-man team. They don't step over each other. There's no dead air time. Neither person puts the other person down to the point where it gets awkward. There's jokes aplenty. Graves, he just goes for it. Tom Phillips, he gives him the room to go for it. And he compliments instead of crushing and burying the person. This is how an announce table should sound. So yeah, WWE, give me some more of the greatness that is Tom Phillips and Corey Graves working together in unison, because it truly is amazing. Let's get into what wasn't amazing of the night, and that's my botch of the night. So botch of the night time, and this one is a tough one. I mean, the show was good. Sure, every match you're going to have a couple moves that are, let's say, less than stellar. And yeah, you're going to have more because especially when you're dealing with these purple-robed, flippy shit, entertaining little bastards on 205 Live. I mean, hell. Normally, I at least have someone in particular, or an entire match, an entire segment, to diss on and make fun of, but this week, the whole show was solid. I guess if I have to nitpick, and I gotta really get down and choose one thing, I gotta go with the fact that we're still having tag team matches in 205 Live. No, not the actual in-ring performance. That was spot on. Not the competitors, they were solid. I'm going to go with this week's botch is the fact that we're still having to watch pointless tag team matches. At least give us tag team belts on the show. If you're going to make us watch these tag team matchups, at least give us something that they're fighting for. A goal that they could reach. A tag team championship belt. Just my thought. Speaking of my thoughts, my overall feeling after the show, it's a really positive one. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. That ending alone has me more excited than... I'm ready. I'm ready for Payback. I mean, Neville beats Gentleman Jack Gallagher, and he basically goes back to kick his ass one more time. Enter Austin Aries at the very end. Austin Aries hits a plethora of his specialty moves and looks strong going into Payback. I really don't know what to think when it comes to their feud. It's an amazing feud, but I just don't know how it's going to end. And isn't that the whole point to begin with? To tell a story in the fighting format that my mind can't contemplate and construct on its own. Fuck yes, 205 Live. You continue to be the premier show that, in my own of humblest of opinions, is the best show in the WWE universe. Hell, I mean, even the parts that I hated, that tag team match, it told better storyline process and storyline facts moving forward than basically the entire last hour and a half of a main show. Keep up this amazing work, 205 Live, and I'll just keep watching like the mark bastard that I truly am for the cruiserweights. So yeah, that's about all I have for today. I'll be back on probably later tonight, do a little NXT, talking about their go-home show. I don't know if they have a takeover this weekend, but I don't think they do. I gotta get my picks out there for Payback at some point. That's about everything I got for right now, so yeah, I'll be back on at some point. Until then, let's get the fuck out of here. You can find me in all the normal places. You know where to find me. It's at Weed on Wrestling, all one word, Weed on Wrestling. SoundCloud, iTunes, YouTube, and of course, Spreaker Radio. And again, Weed on Wrestling. You guys take care of yourselves and take care of each other out there. Again, I've been Weed. Let's get the fuck out of here. Still no ho-ho loom sighting. Makes me sad. That's the only down thing from the show. No ho-ho. Thought I was going to have to make that my botch of the night. No ho-ho. But, nope. Alright. I got shit to do today. Let's get the fuck out of here. Peace!